to find your why, and find your why now. For me, my daughter, who you saw in that picture, is my why. That's one of my favorite, I think that might be my favorite picture with her. And she was 1 in that picture, and she's 9 years old now. Wow. Right, and so your why, of course, is what it is that motivates you, and it's also who it is that motivates you. And there's something that a friend of mine always told me, and I repeat it in my head, which is you don't have to worry about key people if you know the keeper of keys, right? So that's where your faith comes in, that's where your belief comes in, and then you lean into that, and you also combine it with who or what it is that motivates you. How to find your why, your most dominant thought or reason to keep going. Even when you don't feel like it. So that's your why. You can go to the next slide. So what is a pitch? That's why we're all here today. So a pitch is an idea, a great idea that inspires, fuels bold action, and elevates and aligns you and your mission. That's not AI, that's my writing of what a pitch is. That is my writing of what a pitch is. So that, to me, is the best definition of what a pitch is. So how to craft the perfect pitch. I talked about starting now. Also determine who is the focal point of the pitch or the target audience, what we will see or hear, where the event will take place, when the event will take place, and why this pitch is important. So who is very, very important? Are you wanting to reach young people? Are you wanting to reach families? Are you wanting to reach older people? That's very important when you're talking about crafting your pitch and your target audience. Also, what we will see or hear. So right now, I have 64,000 emails in my work inbox. And I try my best to check them all. Many of them are pitches. I try to read them all, and sometimes, not every time, but sometimes, when I say, oh my goodness, this is an amazing idea, and then I call the person who has emailed me, and I ask, what is it that we're gonna see? What is it that we're gonna hear? Oh, I don't know. And I love to extend grace, because I think someone extended grace to me. And so often I will try to help craft what we're gonna see or hear. But it's very important, especially when you're talking about television. We live in a society where attention spans are very limited. And so we wanna make sure we're seeing something visual. We wanna make sure we're hearing from the key players, the stakeholders. So for example, if you have an ice cream shop, and for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is next month, this October, you've decided we're gonna go all pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're gonna give away free ice cream cones, and all the ice cream's gonna be pink. And we are inviting all breast cancer survivors and their families out to this. So who is the focal point? The focal point are survivors. Right. The pitch or target audience, obviously, is survivors and their families. What we will see, what are we gonna see? We're gonna see a lot of pink ice cream everywhere, which is very visual. We will see people, we will see young people, their families, we will see older people. Where will the event take place? It'll take place at our ice cream shop or a location. When will the event take place? This is also very important. Obviously, most evening news shows start early afternoon around 4. The morning shows are in the early hours of the morning. And so you want to keep that in mind. Is this something that's going to be a live event that you're pitching? Or is this something where you want people to come and tape it and play it at a later moment? When the event will take place, I always recommend that people reach out to me a couple of weeks before, and then also the week of, and call. Often people will email, I sent you the email, but again, there's a lot of emails coming through, but if you call, then you kind of go call or text, but call, pick up the phone and call, it's okay to call. And then at least we've had a conversation. And that's so, so important because people don't call anymore. So that automatically will cause you to stand out. Excellent. How to start. Start now. Write the idea now. Write the pitch now. Determine a timeline and determine an angle. And so that's pretty self-explanatory. If you have an idea, there's no need to wait. You can formulate as you go. I would always recommend starting now and writing the idea out now as clear as you can. Focus on one topic. So the example I gave about the ice cream shop, the topic is to raise awareness about breast cancer. So ideally, one topic is great because then you have a focal point. When you say, well, the idea is to raise awareness about breast cancer, and then we're also going to be raising money for the schools because they need money to pay for lunches, and then also, it becomes convoluted and confusing. Why start now? The sooner you plant the seed, the sooner your idea will come to fruition. So the sooner you can get in on paper what it is you would like to do, what your pitch is, what your idea is, who the target audience is, when it's going to be happening, then the sooner I can share with my folks, and we can make a decision on if that's something that is interesting to us or not. Great pitches. Okay, so this is a real pitch, and it's remembering our past, creating our future. I like this pitch. I went this down because this is the one that stood out the most. It has all the information on it. So when I read this, I'm left with no questions. So this is creating our future. Join us for an inspiring information session featuring reflections on the civil rights movement of the 1960s, discussion on current strategies to prepare youth for the 21st century workforce, a celebration of the impact of adolescents and young adults in shaping our nation's future. It's very clear what that is. When? Saturday, October 18th, I believe is what it says, Potomac Shores Middle School. It gives the information. It says the time. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. Event begins at 10 a.m. Admission is free. And then it has all of the information that you need on that, along with where to register and the website as well. So I like this. This is a real pitch that I felt like was very good. Also think about the impact that it's going to have on the community. This is excellent. So that's the type of pitch that you want to be thinking of. That it provides all the information so that when I see it, and by the time I call you, if I'm calling you or emailing you, I'm interested. So that's a great pitch, and that's a great example of one. You can go to the next slide. All right, your network. I love this. Okay, so your network, and as business owners and entrepreneurs here, you all probably are familiar with who your network is, but I just wanted to reiterate, your family is your network, your church family is your network, your friends family, friends, co-workers, colleagues, neighbors network, community organizations, and yes, sometimes strangers will support you more than all of the above.
Yes.
Sometimes, but we're going to try to fix that and work on that. This is a picture of we're in Jack and Jill, a member of Jack and Jill America Incorporated, and that is a picture of our great group at the studio, and that has also become, that's become part of my network as well. So tap into those community organizations, tap into your friend and your friend's friends, your family members and their network as well. Those are all people that you can share or run your pitch by if you feel comfortable, and they can guide you. Is that something that you would be interested in? Is that something that you feel like would have a wide impact? Is that something that people should know about that's coming up, that's happening? Your audience. So I talked about knowing your audience and finding out who your audience is. There's television, obviously, there's radio, there's print, there's digital, social media, streaming. They're all very different. So for television, We need to see something. For radio, you want to hear. For print, ideally, you want to read. Digital and social media and streaming, that is what everyone is tapping into now. So it's always good also if you have a digital presence. There's been occasions where I'll get a pitch and then I just will do a quick Google search and nothing comes up for this person or this business or this mission. And so then the question is, well, if all these people know about it, why isn't there any type of digital presence? So you want to make sure that you have a digital presence. If it's not for your business, at least for the event or the pitch that you're presenting. Your brand, who are you? How can we find you? Why is your brand important? How is your brand timely? What impact does your brand have? And then my favorite question of all, why do we care? We have to care. Why do we care about the ice cream shop that is going to be giving away free pink ice cream cones? Because we all in some way, shape, or form have been touched or impacted by breast cancer, and we want to raise breast cancer awareness so that we don't continue to lose family, friends, and loved ones. The message should be clear, concise, and impactful. Focus on one message. Share your message with your network. Before you pitch your message, get feedback. Feedback is so important. Get feedback from your network, get feedback from your family and your friends, your trusted colleagues. Get some feedback so that by the time you cross paths with me or my colleagues, there are no unanswered questions. Be available. This is so important. So you've perfected your pitch. You've made the connection in some way, shape, or form because you have my personal email and my personal number. We've had a conversation. I like the idea. I say I'm going to share it with my colleagues. I do. They like the idea. So we have the green light on all fronts. And then I call you and I say, hey, we would love to do this. Can we do this today? Oh, I'm not available today. Can we do this tomorrow? Oh, I'm not available tomorrow. Well, can we do this next week? I'm going to be on vacation next week. Okay. When would you like to do this? And then it's, let me check my calendar and I'll get back to you. And so, this is real, this is real talk. This has happened. And so you want to make sure, if you know that you've pitched something to a media person, media entity, it doesn't have to be me, but if you pitch something, you want to keep in your mind that at any given moment, you could be contacted to do said pitch or said event. And the more available you are, the greater it works for everyone. Even if it's a holiday. Be teachable. If you send a pitch, sometimes I'll read a pitch and a different idea for the actual pitch will pop up in my mind. And so if that's something that's shared, you want to just be open to different ideas on how to execute your pitch. And then be prepared. So that's just, for the ice cream example, for example, if we were to do that story or that event or that pitch, we want to make sure that people are available to speak to us. And so, we don't want to get there and then you're not available, your colleague's not available, no one is available to talk about this amazing pitch and event that you have going on, or even your business. Tap into your God-given gifts. These are my 3 favorite scriptures. I grew up in the church. I am a woman of faith. And I think that the word is very important. So this one says, write down Revelation and make it plain on tablets so that everyone will run with it. This must be the King James version. But write down the vision and make it plain. That's the big, write it down. Write down what you want to do, write down what you envision, write down where you would like to see it air. Write down the timeline. You want to do this year, you want to do this next year, write it down. And we know that all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. If you get a no, it does not necessarily mean no forever. It may just mean no for right now, right? And so try again. Be persistent. Be persistent. Sometimes it's timing, sometimes we, have news of the day that's going on, but no doesn't necessarily mean never. Sometimes there's other opportunities on other platforms. So think about digital platforms, streaming platforms. It doesn't only have to be for television. Think about the other mediums in which you can do that. And that can always be a segue to something else. Resources, this is my favorite part because I feel like this may be something that a lot of people don't know about, so I'm happy to share. So let's start with the National Association of Black Journalists. Who's heard of them? A few, okay. So the National Association of Black Journalists is an organization that many members of the media who look like me are members of. And they have an annual conference where we all go, we're able to network, we're able to get feedback, we're able to connect with other people who do what we do. And it's open to anybody who wants to learn more about media. And most of the people that you see on television are members of this organization. And so if I were a business owner or an entrepreneur, I would absolutely be a member of this organization. And not only would I be a member, I would also attend their conferences. And the annual conference is usually in different cities across the country, but there's also a regional chapter right here in our area, the Washington Association of Black Journalists. And they do events all throughout the year. And you don't even necessarily have to be a member to attend these events. They have events that are open to the public. And so that is a way to network with people that you see in the media right here in the DMV. And that expands your network and expands your ability to pitch to those people. For example, if you read a food column daily, and you recognize the same name, and then you look up that name and you realize that person is a member of one of these organizations, you can easily go to their event and meet them and make that face-to-face connection, which is more powerful than anything. The Associated Press, I love, they have accurate news updates, and they pretty much keep us updated on what's happening in the news world. It's always good to make sure you're informed on all fronts. And then the Radio, Television, Digital News Association, they too have a conference annually, and that's everybody. That's radio, that's television, that's people in front of the camera, also people behind the camera. And so that's also an opportunity to network and also make those connections with people that can be useful for your business as well. I think that's the last slide, but I wanted to make sure that I answer as many questions as possible. So I'll open the floor for Q&A.
Good morning, Ms. Tisha.
Good morning.
How are you? Good. So thank you for everything that you talked about. I love the fact that you had a slide up here that had be teachable. And I'm thinking, is someone really gonna coach? So I appreciate you saying that, because that was gonna be my question. What does that teachable mean? But you mentioned digital presence. And you mentioned sometimes when you see a pitch that you will look that person up. Is a website necessary? Is that something that kind of sounds in your mind that someone has to have a website?
I don't think that someone has to have a website, but I do think that you have to have a presence on social media platforms.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I say that because that's the world that we live in. And so, you don't necessarily be in all of them, but I think it's a good idea to be on at least one.
And being prepared. So we always you see a pitch and you're interested in that pitch? Because I want to be fully prepared.
Sure.
I only know what I know.
Absolutely. Excellent question. The first thing I ask when I get a pitch and I'm interested and I call that person, are you available to talk about this on camera? If they say yes, we continue the conversation. If they say no, then we likely don't continue the conversation because I work in television and we need to see someone on camera. And so that's one way to be prepared. So are you available to talk about this on camera? When are you available to talk about this on camera? What is it that we are going to see? And why is this so important? Thank you.
Great afternoon. Thank you so much. This was really good. So I never thought about TV media, right? So I created well, first of all, I'm Antoinette. Hello. Hi. And I am a self-publisher. And so I publish books, just published the 25th author yesterday. Praise God. Thank you. Praise his holy name. So I started creating a whole media kit, right? So I have a series called Marriage Stands, Commitment Wins, and it's a 5-part series. I recruit married couples, and they submit, stories of their marriage. So I created this media kit in itself, and I'm like, is it something that, whether it's TV, radio, I'm looking for like sponsors and getting more authors, etc. Is that something that you would be able to offer some feedback to me on? I know you're busy, honey, but I know you're busy. But I really would like, or can you direct me to whom I can go to take a look at this pitch, this media kit, to determine whether or not it would be something great to send out to churches and schools and businesses, etc.
So I think media kits still have a place in our society. Is it digital or is it
It's
hard
digital.
copy? Okay, that's even better. So I do like the media kit idea if it's digital. Setting hard copy media kits, I don't necessarily know if that is the best idea or the best use of your resources. But I think a digital media kit is very helpful as long as it shares who, what, where, when, why, and it has a picture or a video clip of what it is. And also that it loads so that we can see it in the email without downloading the elements. Because a lot of the email systems have blocks on downloading outside material. So you want it to be as concise as possible. But I think media kits are excellent as long as it's to the point.
Would you recommend sending?
Yes. And I'm just saying this in terms of you want to utilize your resources the best possible way that you can. What you don't want is to be spending all this money on hard copy media kits and hard copy books and mailing it out, and then it sits in a mailroom somewhere or sits on somebody's desk somewhere. So I think digital is best until you've made an actual connection, and then you can send a hard copy if the connection's going well and it's going to move forward.
How you doing?
I'm well.
My name is Francis Wiafe. I'm a visual artist. I know who Angie Goff is. I was in Angie's Army back in 2010. I'm a visual artist. I painted for Miss Biden. I painted for, we got celebrities in DMV. Currently getting started electronic arrest and trying to implement a bar challenge using the technology to performance art so I can paint and be the number one artist of all time over Leonardo da Vinci, based on how I stepped to a bar challenge that is guaranteed to make billions of people worth all the money around the world, hundreds of trillions of dollars, quadrillion trillion, 31 brackets from trillions of dollars. Something that end poverty forever, something that'll be a reference for infinity. But I'm doing a movie about it, documentary, reality TV show. I'm hoping to have my news broadcasted on my story sooner than later. So what's guaranteed, the movie will start winding down. So there's a happy ending, because this was going on for 11 years. And I figured out how people have been moving my lens from a distance from the technology can turn a negative to a positive and help billions of people to have billions of opportunity through double money service based off of how double money can be generated from 30 people with billions of people online and be over $5 million daily. And the statistic also stated that 365 days of double money from 1 cent, 1 penny, is quadrillion, which is 31 brackets from trillions of dollars. I want to know how I can have my story heard, obviously through my pro voice, is proof of gang stalking, electronic harassment.
Sir, can we take it, we have a hard end today, but Tisha's left her information to call her, if we didn't follow up with her. Can we do that, because she has to reach another engagement? So can we take a pause for now and then take her information and follow up with her? Should you be glad to speak with them?
Is there any way I can speak to you in person about what the broadcast of my story on the news?
Right, so could you give her a contact there, because she's got to be out of here today?
Oh, okay, I can meet her right afterwards?
Yeah, right on the line there, give her information, because she has to be somewhere else today.
I can't talk to you in person about it?
Not today, because she's got to be out. She's
Oh,
got
okay.
engagement.
All right.
Please take a screenshot of that. We definitely want you to get your question answers. Take a screenshot, just the direct information, you can contact her. Not trying to cut you off, but we want to make sure we get her.
Oh,
on
no
time.
problem. Yeah, this moment to be in the movie. Hopefully, everything starts sooner than later.
We
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
So yeah, just thank you all for your questions, and thank you all for your listening and insight. I will leave you with this.
We're going to get together, each of you here, we have handouts for you to make contact. So we're going to take about 20 minutes to start to walk around and meet one another. And when we come back in 20 minutes, I want you to at least met 3 people so we can talk, okay? So starting now, I'll come back in and give you a handout.